right, setting up, and then we're going to begin Monday's game night. Hey, Luke, already, welcome. You get the Hall of Champions, huh? Awesome. Welcome. Give me 1 second, we're going to make sure we are set up. Welcome. Just got to make sure everything's good to go. Hey, Chibi, welcome back. Give me a second, guys. I'm just having some technical difficulties. And then we will get right on. One second, guys. Trying out a couple new things, so it's just taking me a minute longer than normal. So we will get right onto the game. Testing. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? My mic is not working. Hey, Chibi or Luke, can you guys hear me? I'm struggling with making sure that this is working. Yes, you can. Awesome. We're just going to go ahead and get started. Perfect. Awesome, guys. Well, welcome. All right, guys. We've got many more games being introduced this week, but not today because we are testing out some other features for the show. Perfect, you guys know what's going on. We are doing another game night. The music is a little loud compared to your voice. The music is just an intro and outro music, just to, I typically won't be playing it when I'm talking though, so that's just some intro and outro stuff. And it's also going to change. I just wanted something to start it off with and kick it off, and it also helps me test and see if I can hear it on my stuff. So, all right, guys, we are going to go ahead and start. It is game night, where I will be the host. You guys will play the games, and I will also keep score. Whoever gets the question or whatever right, we'll get a point on the scoreboard. We have a few different games we'll be playing today. Whoever gets the highest score, who's not already on the Hall of Fame, will enter the Hall of Fame. One person will enter the Hall of Fame every single stream. So we're going to kick it off with Guess That Balloon. The first person to correctly guess what I am making will get a point on the scoreboard. And I see Chibi and Luke are already here competing for who will enter the Hall of Champions today. That is exciting. One person will enter the Hall of Champions every single day. All right, guys, the first person to correctly guess. Yo, what's up, Alistar? We're playing a game. The first person to correctly guess what I am making gets a point on the scoreboard. And whoever gets the most points on the scoreboard in one stream, these streams go for 2 hours, gets their name on the Hall of Fame. It is not a sword, you guys. Start guessing. Here's this firework for the new sub. First person to correctly guess what I'm making. It is not a boat. It is done, though. First person to correctly. It is not a dog. It's not a sword. It is not a duck. A duck is close, but it is not a sword. It is not a flower. It is a swan. that would be correct. Let me see on my screen who the first person to say Swan was. It looks like it was John Harding. John, let me go ahead and add your name to the scoreboard. Give me 1 second. John, welcome to the scoreboard. And John, it looks like this is your first time ever earning a point on this game show, which means I will be adding your name to the Hall of Fame, where once you enter, you never leave. There's currently over 70 people in the Hall of Fame. Swan was the correct answer. This firework is for whoever just joined. Swan was the correct answer. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to the next one. The first person to correctly guess what I am making. Go ahead and start guessing. The first person to correctly guess what I am making will get a point on the scoreboard. And one person will walk away today entering the Hall of Champions. Only one person enters the Hall of Champions every single stream. Cappy Sunger, you must keep your comments inappropriate. This is supposed to be a friendly environment for all. I will give you one warning. You are welcome to stay here and play the game. One more inappropriate comment, you will be removed from this channel. Hey! You know, a lot of people playing. It's not a rabbit. It's not a bunny. First person to correctly guess what I have made will get a point on the scoreboard. What is it? What is it? What is it? Here's a hint. What is it? It is not a dog. It's not Mr. Bean. It is a laser gun. Hey, Phantom, welcome back. Laser gun would be the correct answer. I would have also accepted. Give me 1 second, guys. I accidentally hit the wrong keyboard. All right, do not start guessing yet until the balloon is off the pump. I have to go back and see who was the first person. Who was the first person to say gun or laser gun? Let me go ahead and see. It's okay, Cappy. You are welcome back, and you're welcome to play. The first person on my screen to say gun or laser gun would be Phantom. Phantom, welcome to the scoreboard. Let me go ahead and add your name. All right, and we're going to continue on. We are going to continue on. All right, guys. Another round of Guess That Balloon. And we do play. Hey, Ange, happy birthday. We do play. Cappy, you said laser gun, but were you the first person to say laser gun? It does not look like you were on my screen. It does not look like you were on my screen. Hey, Heather, how you guys going? Michael, Heather, welcome, everybody. John, welcome. Fireworks for the new sub. We're going to play Guess That Balloon. We have a 3 to 4 different games we will be playing today. The first person to correctly guess what I am making will get a point on the scoreboard. This firework is for the new sub. Whoever the sub, this firework is for you. It is not a laser gun. It is not a laser gun. First person to correctly guess what I'm making will get a point on the scoreboard. Firework for the new sub. Every time you guys sub, I will give you guys a firework. Sword is correct. Sword is correct. All right, I have to go back and see who was the first person on my screen to say sword. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Sword was correct. All right, guys, let me see who the first person on my screen to say sword was Steven. All right, first of all, firework for the new sub. Steven Cameron, let me add you to the scoreboard. Steven, welcome to the scoreboard. Give me 1 second, guys. We will continue. Oh my God, I forgot to give everyone their points. I just wrote their names down. My apologies. And Steven, it looks like this is your first time getting a point on this game show, which means I will be adding your name to the Hall of Fame after the stream, where once you enter, you never leave. Congratulations. We're going to do another round. We're going to do another round of Guess That Balloon, and then we're going to move on to Blurt, which is a fan favorite by many of the subscribers. Many of the subscribers love Blurt. So we are going to play a round of Blurt right after this. Guys, this stream is to hours long with a 5-minute intermission in between. A 5-minute break halfway through the stream. One person will enter the Hall of Champions down here, but once you enter the Hall of Fame, you never leave. Once you enter the Hall of Champions, you never leave. One person will enter the Hall of Champions every single stream. This is a game show where I host, you play. All right, guys. Who will be the new Hall of who will be the new champion tonight? And I do add somebody every single stream. Every single stream, somebody gets added. It's not a laser gun. Every single stream, somebody gets added. Now, I will have you guys know, there are a couple champions in the chat tonight who are already there, like Phantom. And so if Phantom gets the high score on the scoreboard tonight, Phantom is already in the Hall of Fame, so the next person will be added. Since Phantom is here, Phantom is actually already... Alright, guys, what is it? Oh my god, it just blew up. It was a butterfly. Alright, guys, I'm going to tell you. Since Phantom is already in the Hall of Champions, Phantom is actually competing to break the high score on the record, which was beat on the 4th stream we did yesterday. It is currently 49 points in one stream. I'm going to go back and see who was the first person to say butterfly. Yes, Phantom, your high score was beaten twice. Once by the Wizard, and then he got it to 45. And then Javier Goatman came in last night and got it to 49. It was impressive. We had 3 streams in a row where the high score was beaten. Miguel, it looks like on my screen, you said butterfly first. All right, give me 1 second, guys. I do have to add Miguel to the scoreboard. Hey, Miguel, welcome to the scoreboard. I got to make sure I spell your name right. Give me 1 second. I like to be fair. And I also need to enter you into the Hall of Fame, because it looks like, Miguel, this is your first time earning a point on this stream, which means after the stream, I will be adding your name to the Hall of Fame, where there's currently over 70 people who have earned at least 1 point on this stream. And once you enter, you never leave. You never leave. All right, guys, and I can also show you guys my chat as well. We go off of my chat for the final tiebreaker, and I have a way now that I can show you guys my chat. We're going to do one more balloon. We're going to do one more balloon just to let the newcomers kind of see what's going on, and then we're going to move on to Blurt. One more balloon, and then Blurt. One more, and then Blurt. Because Blurt is a fan favorite, and I do want to move on to Blurt. I enjoy Blurt a lot. So does everyone else. All right, guys, first person to tell me, correctly guess what I am making will get a point on the scoreboard. It is not a dog, it is not a laser gun, it is not a bee, it is not a mouse. It is not a sausage, it is not a rabbit, it is not a wiener dog. These are great guesses. And guys, anybody is allowed to play. All you have to do is comment to play. The only thing I ask is that we keep this environment safe, fun, and fair. That's all I ask. Safe, fun, and fair. Safe, fun, and fair. All right, guys, here it is. It's a little one. It's a little guy. We have a little guy right here. I'm going to go ahead and draw the face. Hey, Javier, welcome back. Welcome back. All right, guys, who is the first person to guess what it is? Turtle is correct. Turtle is correct. Uh-oh. Javier is here, as is Phantom, who are competing since they're already in the Hall of Champions. They are competing for the high score. And Javier, yes, Phantom did just come in and see that his high score was beaten by you. Isn't that exciting? All right, guys, I have to go back and see. Give me 1 second. I have to see who the first person on my screen to say Turtle was. The first person will get the points. Give me 1 second, guys. And it looks like it was Javier. Congratulations, Javier. I'm going to head and I have to add you to the scoreboard. Welcome to the scoreboard, Javier. Welcome. All right. We're going to continue on, guys. We're going to move on to Blurt. I'm going to explain the rules to Blurt. Whoa, Cappy, Sunger. What the F? You said it first. All right, hold on, Cappy. We're going to go back and I'm going to check. I'm going to go check. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Cappy, it does not look like, firework for the new sub. Cappy, it does not look like you said it first. In fact, Cappy, I don't even, hold on, guys. We like to play fair. I'm going to check. All right, guys, I'm going to show you guys the chat. I'm going to show you the chat, and you guys are going to see what I see on my screen, because I like to play this fair, and I want you guys to know that I do my hardest to make this game fair. So give me 1 second, since we have a discrepancy in the chat. Give me 1 second. All right, guys. Make sure this is working. Here we go. Here is the chat. Butterfly was the second to last thing I made first. After I said butterfly, right here is when I start making the new balloon. So I'm going to scroll down on my screen. Oh, we got to make sure that that is live chat. We do have to make sure that that is live chat. You love your... Thank you, Heather. I appreciate that. We're going to go back up. Here it says turtle. We're going to go all the way back up to when I started making the turtle in the chat, which is when I said butterfly. I said butterfly here. The first person on my screen who said turtle will get the point. Guys, this is how I do it to be fair. It was first time I see turtle since the round started was Javier Goatman. I hope you guys do see the chat. It was the best solution I've come up with for now. It is subject to change and improve. And I'm going to explain this real quick for all the newcomers. I know the internet can seem unfair. If you guys both send a chat at the same time on your screen, it will say that you sent it first. However, since I'm hosting, I will actually get who sent it first. So we need some system for tie breaking, and this is what we're doing. We're doing my live chat. The first person to get the answer gets it. Okay, so we are going to continue on with the game. That is final. The point goes to Javier. All right, guys, I do try my hardest to keep it fair. I really do. All right, I don't know who just subbed, but you get a firework. You got it fair. Javier, you will find him. All right, Cappy, look, we have to be appropriate. You already have 2 strikes with your words. All right, so womp womp. All right, guys, we're gonna. I love this. You guys are funny. You guys, chat cracks me up. You guys, the players crack me up. We're gonna continue on to a fan favorite from you guys, Blurt. All right, guys. So here's how Blurt works. I'm gonna give you the definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out this round. Okay, so 2 points could go to 1 person. 1 point could go to 2 people, or sometimes nobody gets the word. Now, these are the Webster Dictionary definitions of these words, guys. Okay, we're going to start with Blurt. The first and yes, I do say both definitions, and so you guys can start as soon as you think you know the word. The first definition, the short, loud sound made by dogs and certain other animals. The second definition, an area with a smooth surface for ice skating or roller skating. Bark is correct. And the second one, an area with a smooth surface for ice skating or roller rinking. Rink is correct. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Hey, Steven, don't tell them to shut. It's okay. You just focus on the game. You focus on having fun. We want to keep this a safe, fun, fair environment. We have a moderator here who's really good. I'm also watching the chat. If somebody's being unfair or not kind, we will remove them. I want you to focus on the game. All right, guys. The first person on my screen to say bark was Luke DeDuke. All right. That is... Let me go ahead. Luke DeDuke, welcome to the scoreboard. Luke DeDuke. And Luke DeDuke, it looks like this is your first time earning a point on this game show, which means I will add your name to the Hall of Fame. Welcome for entering. Now, guys, I have to see who the first person on my screen to say rink was. Oh, it was the Wizard. Guys, you don't understand. We have the top 3 champions of this stream in right now. All 3 of them are in the top 3 for scores. The Wizard, if you can see, Javier beat your score last night. Guys, this is going to be a fierce competition. Besides the Wizard, Phantom, and Javier, everybody else in the stream will be competing for entering the Hall of Champions, but the champions are competing for breaking the high score. Oh, I have to add the wizard to the scoreboard. The wizard, welcome to the scoreboard. Uh-oh, guys, this is going to be an intense one. We currently have 4 people tied for entering the Hall of Champions. All right, guys, we're going to continue on with another round of Blurt. This is where I will read the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out. The first definition: the fleshy back part of the leg between the knee and the ankle. The second definition: a hard, clear, deep, red, precious stone. Calf is correct. And I will reread the second one: a hard, clear, deep, red, precious stone. Ruby is correct. And if you guys don't know the definition for it doesn't matter which one you tell me the word to. All right, guys, the first person on my screen to say calf was phantom. The first person on my screen to say ruby was phantom. And remember, guys, I now have an easy way to be able to show you the chat to verify. Phantom, congratulations. Congratulations. We're going to do another round of Blurt. And for anybody new here, we do take a 5-minute intermission, 1 hour in, and that is the official halftime of the show. One person will enter the Hall of Champions every single stream. Today I will be streaming a few times. We're going to play another round of Blurt where I will give you guys the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out. The first definition: a thick substance used to stick things together. The second definition: a bell, buzzer, or other signal sounded to warn people of danger or to wake them up. Who will be? You can't say. No problem, wizard. Have a good one. Glue is correct. 1 point for Phantom. And you guys don't have... Oh, alarm is correct. Alarm is correct. Another point for Phantom. All right, guys. That is 2 points for Phantom. That is 2 points for Phantom. Hey, Anissa, welcome back. Welcome back. Anissa is also in the Hall of Champions. All right, guys, we're going to move on to another round of Blurt, and then we're going to play Battleship, another fan favorite. Up to 30 points can be earned by any of you guys, or all of you guys. All right, guys, the first definition. Okay, I'm going to explain it again. All right, guys, we're going to play Blurt, where I will give you the definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out. The first definition: a unit of length equal to 1/12 of a foot, or 2.54 centimeters. The second definition: a woman who waits on passengers in an airplane. First person to get it correct. Inch is correct. Inch is correct. The second one: a woman who waits on passengers in an airplane. It is not a cabin crew. It is not a flight attendant. It is not an air hostess. A woman who waits on passengers in an airplane. A girl. It isn't. Not an air hostess. It is not a flight assistant. Look at it. Girl on airplane. It is not. This is the dictionary definition. And while you guys think of that, I'm going to go ahead and see who said inch first on my screen. It looks like Cappy Sunger. Cappy Sunger, you said inch first on my screen. Thank you for being appropriate. I am lenient when you guys are inappropriate because I really do want you to have fun. Thank you for being appropriate. Thank you for playing the game in a fair, fun way for everybody involved. And welcome to the scoreboard, Cappy. Guys, I'm very lenient unless you make somebody really, really uncomfortable. Then you're just banned right away. Otherwise, I'm very, very lenient. I've had to put people in timeout, and then they come back later, and they play, and they have fun. And it's just supposed to be fun, guys. We're just here to have fun. And if somebody else is being mean, guys, please don't be mean to them. We will take care of it. I don't want any negative energy. And it looks like, Cappy, this is your first time getting a point on this game show, which means you will be entered into the Hall of Fame where your name never leaves. Where your name never leaves. Did anybody get it? It was Stewardess. Yes. Congratulations, Cappy, for joining. It was Stewardess. I'm going to go ahead and see on my screen who said, hey, Default, welcome back, welcome back. Hey, have a good one, Heather. All right, let me see. I'm just looking for the first person who said stewardess. On my screen, it was Phantom. Oh, wait, no, it was Javier. He just said it. He spelt it wrong. Typos are okay. And remember, guys, I can't always pull up my screen to verify who said it first. Your spelling was whack, but typos are fine in this game. I'm not going to punish somebody for that, especially because a lot of kids play this game. And I don't think that that's fair, because a lot of these games are supposed to be yelled out, but you guys are typing. So your spelling was whack, though, but that's okay. That's okay. Mine would not have been better. All right, guys, we're going to move on to another fan favorite. Do not start telling me your answers yet. Hey, that's okay, Phantom. You have a good one. You have a good one. All right, guys, what we're going to do is we are going to play Battleship. All right? How Battleship works is I have my ships hidden on a 10 by 10 grid on my Battleship board as seen below. You guys have to guess where my ships are hidden. Up to 30 points can be handed out. You must pair a letter with a number. Don't start yet. Thank you, Anissa. You guys must pair a letter between A and J with a number between 1 and 10. The rows are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. The numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Please give me a letter with a number. Go ahead and start. I will give you guys about 30 seconds. Go ahead and start. The first person to hit the spot on the ship will get the point. If multiple people hit the spot on the ship, only the first person will get the point for hitting it. Up to 30 points can be handed out. Battleship is played multiple times. This firework is for the sub. Battleship is played multiple times throughout the stream. However, it is reset completely between streams. All right, that would be it, guys. That would be it. I'm going to go ahead and now read off the answers. 420, firework for that. Well, actually, a lot of people appreciate that number, so we're going to go ahead and do a little bit extra for that. Thank you, guys. Every time you sub, I will give you a firework. All right, we're going to go ahead and read off the answers. All right, somebody just unsubbed, and I bet they're about to sub again to get that little celebratory thing. We're not doing it again. We're going to go ahead and go back to the game. B5. All right, give me a second, guys. I have to make sure this is right. All right, guys, continuing on. B5, miss. B4, miss. J4, miss. E6, miss. F8, miss. F3, miss. C5. We have our first hit on Battleship. C5, we have our first hit. All right, let me see who said C5. That would be Brad Huff. Let me go ahead and give Brad a point. Brad, welcome to the scoreboard. And Brad, it looks like this is your first time earning a point on this game show, which means after the stream, I will be adding your name to the Hall of Fame, where once you enter, you never leave. We're going to continue on with Battleship. A5, hit. A5 is a hit. Who said A5? That would be Javier. Where are you, Javier? Let me give the points out. Continuing on. D2, miss. B5, miss. J5, miss. D5, hit and sunk. There are no extra points for sinking a ship. I just let you guys know. All right, D5, that point goes to Javier. Continuing on, E5, miss. F5, miss. J8, miss. J10, miss. G5, miss. A1, miss. J9, miss. H5. Hit. H5 is a hit. Who got the point? That would be Javier. Continuing on. I5, miss. J5, miss. J7, miss. E5, miss. G4, miss. G5, miss. J6, miss. C7, we have a hit on C7. Give me 1 second, let me put the peg in. Sometimes they're hard to grab off this table. Give me 1 second. All right, who said that? C7 was a hit. Who got the point? That would be Luke DeDuke. Congratulations on your point, Luke DeDuke. Where are you? On the scoreboard, right there. Let me go ahead and give you your point. All right, guys, that was our first round of Battleship for the night. We're going to continue back on. Battleship is played multiple times throughout the stream. Many people can earn points. Many people can earn points during Battleship. All right, guys, we're going to do a one round. We're going to do a round of Guess That Balloon. We're going to do... And, by the way, it looks like Luke DeDuke, you are currently in the lead. You currently just took first place, and you're in the lead for entering the Hall of Champions. However, that is not officially determined until 1 hour and 55 minutes into the stream. All right, guys, we're going to do another round of Guess That Balloon, where the first person to correctly guess what I am making will get a point on the scoreboard. It is not a laser gun. First person to correctly guess what I'm making. It is not a cat. This is a classic. This is a fan favorite amongst balloon artists. Dog is correct. The first person to say dog on my screen was Cappy. All right, Cappy just tied Luke DeDuke. Oops, I definitely just did the wrong keyboard. Sorry about that. Cappy, congratulations on your point. You are currently tied in first for entering the Hall of Champions. All right, guys, we're going to do Blurt, because Blurt is a fan favorite. All right, guys, the rules for Blurt are simple. I'm going to give you the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. The first definition, a fixed substance used to stick... Oh, I already read that one. Sorry. I already read that one. That does not count. Hold on. I had it backwards. Sorry. Starting over. Yeah, just read that one. We do not repeat them in the stream. All right. Continuing on, back to Blurt, where I give you the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, a tall African animal with spotted fur and a very long neck and legs. The second definition, a soft yellow fat that is made by churning cream or milk and is used as food. Giraffe is correct. And a soft yellow fat. Butter is correct. All right, first person on my screen to say giraffe was Cappy. You did make a typo, but it doesn't matter. We accept typos. And the first person on my screen to say butter was also Cappy. That is 2 points to Cappy. All right, continuing on, we're going to play another round of Blurt. Well, I will give you guys the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, a hand tool made of a heavy, solid head attached to a handle and used chiefly for driving in nails and for shaping metals. The second definition, a substance usually made from fat and lye used for washing. Hey, Stephen, welcome back. Hammer is correct. I will repeat the second definition since it's not gotten yet. A substance usually made from fat and lye used for washing. I'm going to give it... This is a tricky one because, Cappy, you said soup. You said soup, Cappy. I believe that is a typo. However, that is a really weird one. Okay, so let me just give the first person out, or the hammer out. I'm going to give the point to Brad for saying hammer first on my screen. There you are, Brad. All right, I'm gonna assume soup-scented soap. I'm going to assume you meant soap, and you did not mean soup. So I'm gonna give you the point, Cappy, because these definitions are not even close to related. So I will go ahead and give you a point for soup. We're gonna continue on and play another round of Blurt. Blurt is where I give you the definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. The first definition, hot melted rock that flows from a volcano. The second, yes, Luke the Duke, this game is daily and some days it is multiple times a day. Lava is correct. The second definition, an area of low land between mountains or hills. Guys, I do try to stream daily, and I will be streaming multiple days, or multiple times a day on some days. All right, guys, Valley is correct. The first person to say lava on my screen, and I can always verify my screen, was Anissa. Hey, Anissa, who is already in the Hall of Champions. Welcome back, Anissa. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Guys, I'm going to clean up the scoreboard just a little bit, because we have a lot of players. Give me a second. Nisa, welcome to the scoreboard. And the first person on my screen to say Valley while I have the scoreboard in my hand was Luke the Duke. All right, Luke the Duke, let me go ahead and give you your point. Where are you on the scoreboard? You're right here. All right, guys, we're going to move on to another round of Blurt, a fan favorite from you guys. All right. Blurt is where I will give you the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on this scoreboard. The first definition, a slightly bitter, stimulating substance found in coffee, tea, and some soft drinks. The second definition, a device used to move a liquid or gas from one place to another. All right. Caffeine is correct. You know what, Cappy? You are actually going to go on a timeout because you are just absolutely not being appropriate. You're going on 24-hour timeout. And you know what? If you come back into this channel and you say one more inappropriate thing towards another user, I am just going to ban you from this channel. Okay? And like I've warned you 3 times now. I've warned you 3 times. This environment, this game show, we're here to have fun. Guys, I really want this game show to be fun, safe, and fair, and you're being very inappropriate to other people in the chat. Okay? All you have to do, guys, is just answer the questions, have fun. I will keep track. I can always show you the screen to be fair, but this is supposed to be a fun environment for everyone. So, Cappy, you're on a 24-hour timeout. I'm not banning you, but I have given you 3 warnings already. The next time you come in here and you're inappropriate, you will just get banned. Okay? All right, we're going to go back to the game, guys. I will give you a 4th chance, but, like, that will be the last chance. So please be appropriate. Yes, please. Rule number 1, please be appropriate. We're just here to have fun, guys. All right, we're going to, did I read both definitions? All right. We have a new sub, so I'm going to give you the firework. All right, the caffeine was correct. And I don't actually think that I read the definition for the second one, so I'm going to go ahead and read that. A device used to move a liquid or gas from one place to another. Hey, Baronator, welcome back. A device used, we're playing Blurt right now. We're on the second definition. A device used to move a liquid or gas from one place to another. Pump is correct. All right, guys, we are going to go ahead and see. We're going to go ahead and see who said caffeine first on my screen. It looks like the point goes to Luke the Duke. And the first person to say pump on my screen was Luke the Duke again. All right, Luke the Duke. Good job. All right, guys, we're going to play another round of Blurt. We're going to play another round of Blurt. All right, guys, Blurt is where I give you the definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. And, of course, whoever gets the most points on the scoreboard tonight will enter the Hall of Champion. Up to 2 points can be handed out. The first definition, hair cut straight across the forehead. The second definition, the fourth Thursday in November, observed as a legal holiday in the United States. I will add that because I do realize that a lot of people are not in the United States, so I will add that. Bangs is correct. The second definition, the fourth Thursday in November, observed as a legal holiday. And I do try to tailor these games to be a little bit more. Yes, Thanksgiving is correct. I do try to carefully choose the questions. This one, I'm just pulling them out. But on other games, I do try to sift through them on the stream and make sure they're not like a U.S. trivia question. Because I know, yes, I know only 25% of my viewers are even from the United States. And so I'm from the United States, but only 25% of my viewers are. So I try not to do anything United States specific, because I understand 75% of you guys don't even live here. So I'm trying to keep it broad around the world and just inclusive to everybody. Obviously, you have to speak English because that's my first language. And so the first person to say bang was Javier. Close enough. And the first person to say Thanksgiving, or was bangs, but bang is close enough. All right. First person to say Thanksgiving was also Javier. Congratulations on your 2 points. Where are you, Javier? Where are you? All right, guys, we're going to play another round of Blurt. Yeah, Luke to Duke, I try to be fair because I want everybody to come here and have fun. All right, guys, another round of Blurt where I'll give you the definition for 2 words. And the first person to tell me the correct word. Hey, Default, welcome back. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The up to 2 points can be handed out. The first definition, a heavy block of iron or steel with a smooth, flat top on which metals are hammered and shaped. The second definition, a poisonous snake of Asia or Africa that can spread out the skin of its neck to form a flattened hood. Anvil is correct. I will reread the second definition. A poisonous snake of Asia or Africa that can spread out the skin of its neck to form a flattened hood. Cobra is correct. Default, welcome back. The first person on my screen to say anvil was Rachel. All right, give me 1 second, guys. I do have to add Rachel to the scoreboard. Rachel, welcome to the scoreboard. Let me make sure I spell your name right. Very important for my records, because Rachel, it looks like this is your first time earning a point on this stream. Congratulations. After the stream, I will be adding your name to the Hall of Fame, where once you enter, you never leave. We have around 70 people in there so far. Who is the first person on my screen to say Cobra? And it looks like it was Anissa. Congratulations, Anissa. Let me give you another point. All right, guys, we are going to... Let me go ahead, and I do have to keep track of the time on here. We have about another 12 minutes, and then we're going to take the halftime 5-minute break, and then we're going to go on for another hour. And then at the end of the stream, the end of this 2-hour stream, the next champion will be announced. All right, one more round of Blurt, and then we're going to switch it up. Hey, but Rachel, you got it now, so welcome. All right, guys, Blurt. Blurt is where I give you the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. The first definition, a hole dug into the ground to get water, oil, or gas. The second definition, a firm, rounded, edible fruit with red, green, or yellow skin. Mine is incorrect. I will repeat them. The first definition repeated, a hole dug into the ground to get water, oil, or gas. The second definition, a firm, rounded, edible fruit with red, green, or yellow skin. Apple is correct, and it looks like well is correct. All right, the first person to say well on my screen was Baronator. Baronator, welcome to the scoreboard. I do remember you from the other day. You are already on the Hall of Fame. Baronator, 1 point to Baronator. Let me go ahead and give the other point out. Who was the first person on my screen to say apple? It was Luke to Duke. All right, congratulations, Luke to Duke. Luke to Duke, you're currently in the lead. You are currently in the lead for entering the Hall of Champions. We're going to do one more round of Blurt. Usually, guys, typically a round of Blurt actually consists of 2 rounds. The first round of Blurt will be easier words. The second round of Blurt will be harder words. So when I say a round of Blurt, it's really... All right, hold on. Give me 1 second. We have a discrepancy in the chat. Brad Huff said that he said Apple first. I'm going to show you guys my screen because this is supposed to be fair. Give me 1 second. I am here to build the trust with you guys. I will do this as many times. Yes, everyone's screen's different, and if you guys sent it around the same time on your screen, it will show that you sent it first on both of your screens, but we are going off of my screen just so that way we can keep it fair, as fair as possible. We do need a tiebreaker. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my screen. Here it is. Says Brad Huff, you said Apple here. Luke the Duke did say Apple above you, and if we go up quite a bit more, we weren't. Yeah, this is when we were on the other game. So the first person to say Apple, if we scroll down, was Luke the Duke. Oh, I don't know why it keeps going to top chat. It's almost the same. The only difference is top chat is we're gonna go back up and I'll show you guys. The only difference is top chat is just takes out some spam. All right, so there was Cobra, and then we're gonna get right back to the game. The first person to say Apple was Luke the Duke, and then there you go. I know it might not always be the most fair with the internet. However, we do have to have some kind of system in place, and I think that we're just gonna go off my screen to be the most fair. No. There's no need to be sorry. It's just technology, and it's not always fair. And I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep it as fair as I can. Alistair, hey, like your content. Awesome. Thank you. Welcome to the game. All right, guys, we're going to play a round of Blurt. I'm going to give you guys the definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. And, of course, whoever wins the scoreboard at the end of the night will get out of the Hall of Champions. The first definition, a piece of strong material that is stretched out to catch the wind and cause a boat to move. The second definition, an apartment located on the roof of a building. We're going to repeat that. Sail is correct. And I'm going to say the second definition, an apartment located on the roof of a building. Penthouse is correct. The first person on my screen to say sail was Javier. The first person on my screen to say penthouse was Anissa. Hey, Steven with the smiley face. You just got to play enough. You will get it. You'll catch on. You will catch on. Don't worry. All right, guys, we are going to play another fan favorite, and that is Battleship. Do not start guessing yet until you hear the buzzer. Do not start guessing yet because we're trying to keep it fair. You have the same amount of time. Can you turn into a Super Saiyan? I don't know. Maybe not. All right, guys. So how Battleship works is I have a board, okay? You guys have to, up to 30 points can be handed out during Battleship. You guys have to guess where I hid my ships on a 10 by 10 grid. All right, the grid columns. Do not guess yet. The grid columns are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The rows are labeled A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Please give me a letter, one of these letters with one of these numbers. You are allowed don't start yet. You are allowed as many guesses as you want, but only 1 guess per comment. You may begin, and I will give you guys about 30 seconds. So you could, for example, you could say A1, you could say J10, and the first person to correctly tell me the first person to correctly hit the part on my Battleship board where there is a ship will get a point. If 2 people hit the same spot and there's a ship there, the point only goes to the first person. All right, time is up. Time is up. We're going to go ahead and now read off the answers and see if anybody got a point. All right. Get that out of the way. All right, guys, let's see. A1, miss. J5, miss. And you do not have to put the hyphen. You can just so it's faster for you guys. Just put the letter and the number if you want. You can put the hyphen, but you'll save time. No, just letting you know. A6, hit. A6 is a hit. Who got the point? That would be Baronator with the point. Let me give you your point, and we will continue on. And I accept all answers until I put done in the chat. Continuing on. A7, hit. 1 point awarded to Javier. Where's your name, Javier? Right there. F5, miss. B1, miss. B7, hit. B7 is a hit. Give me 1 second. I gotta keep track. Another point for Javier. C1, hit. 1 point awarded to Luke to Duke. Continuing on. B7 is a hit, but it was already a hit. C7 was a hit, but it was already a hit. F4, miss. G8, hit. G8 is a hit. Who said that? Brad Huff. Where are you, Brad? On the scoreboard, you're right there. Let me go ahead and give you your point. D7, hit and sunk. D7 is a hit and sunk. There are no extra points for sinking the ship. I just let you guys know. 1 point to Javier. D1, hit. 1 more point for Luke to Duke. Where are you on the scoreboard? Right there. Continuing on. A1, miss. A4, hit. A4 is a hit. 1 point for Steven Cameron. Where are you on the board? Steven, there you are. There we go. E7, miss. E1, hit. E1 is a hit. 1 point awarded to Luke to Duke. Where are you, Luke to Duke? Right there. I7, miss. F7, miss. C9, miss. C5, hit, but it was already a hit. J4, miss. F1, hit. Another point for Luke to Duke. G7, hit. G7 is a hit. Sorry, I gotta get the peg, and then we'll continue on. All right, who said G7? That would be Javier. A point for Javier. J7, miss. This fireworks for the sub. B4, miss. H7, hit. H7 is a hit. H7 is a hit. Give me 1 second. Who said H7? That would be another point for Javier. E5, miss. G1, hit and sunk. No extra points for sinking. I just let you guys know. All right, who said G1? Luke to Duke did. All right. J2, miss. I7, miss. J2, miss. H1, hit, but it was already... Oh, I'm sorry, that's a miss. I was going to say hit, but it was already hit, but that's actually just a miss. I misspoke and misread it. My bad. J7, miss. H3, hit. And I do, guys, just so you know, I do show the Battleship at the end of the stream so you guys can see. All right, what was that? H3. All right. Alistair Alonso. Alistair, I think this is your... Yes, let me give you your point real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. If you have Alistair, there, points. Welcome to the scoreboard, Alistair. Alonso. We will get right back to it. And Alistair, it looks like this is your first time earning a point on this stream. Welcome to the Hall of Fame, where once you enter, you never leave. Continuing back on with the game. J2, miss. D6, miss. I1, miss. E5, miss. J4, miss. J4 again, miss. J1, miss. J3, hit. J3 is a hit. 1 second while I give the points out. Ooh, got that. It would be Javier. Continuing on. G3, miss. C9, miss. T2 is not accepted. The only letters accepted, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. The numbers 1 through 10. A2, miss. J3, hit, but it was already a hit. G8, G8, hit, but it was already a hit. B2, miss. C7, hit, but it was already a hit. B5, miss. C2, miss. Last answer, G3, miss. All right, guys, that was good. That was good. Many points were handed out during that. Many points were handed out during that. Okay, guys, that was great. That was great. There are still several points that can be handed out. There are still 10 points. With 2/3 of the points are taking that Battleship round. That was crazy. There are still 10 points that can be handed out. What we're going to do now is we are going to, is about halfway through the show, so we're going to take a 5-minute break. We are going to take a 5-minute break. At the sound of the gong, the break starts. And I do keep a timer on me, so that way I try my best to be back here exactly 5 minutes after the sound of the gong, just so you guys know, and to keep it fair. And when you see this, when you hear the air horn, that means the break is over and the game is continuing. And I do keep this on me to keep it fair. All right, guys, break. Well, I'm going to catch up with the chat real quick with you guys. Real quick, and then the break is going to start. All right, we're good. Alistair, I do not play video games. I just play these types of games. No video games on this channel. Just, and I don't even play the games. I just host them. I'm glad you think it's fun. I'm glad you guys think it's fun. The break is going to go ahead and start right now. I will be back in 5 minutes, and we will continue. I will be back in 5 minutes. Brad, I'm still kind of figuring out when works and doesn't work for you guys in my schedule. So the stream is under development. I will be posting times at some point. Will be trying to stream every single day. But I'm going to go ahead and take the break. There's about 4.5 minutes left. I will be back. We still have about 30 seconds in the break. No, the break has not ended. If the break sign is on, the break is still going. There is the break sign. I'm just going to take a second to catch up with the chat. About 30 seconds to catch up with the chat. Javier, how did you get moderator? Yes, Javier and I have been friends for a very long time. I will read the scores. All right, guys, we are going to continue on. We're going to continue on. I'm going to go ahead and read the scores. All right, guys, just so you know, Javier does have 14 points, but Javier is already in the Hall of Champions. So whoever has the most points who's not already in the Hall of Champions will enter today. Hey, Alistair, I actually just started about a week ago. I'm glad you like the content. So Javier is competing to beat the highest score of the stream previously set by himself at 49 last night on the 4th stream we did yesterday. So to read out the scores, currently in first place is Luke Duke with 11 points. Luke Duke, you're on your way for entering the Hall of Champions, but is not decided till the end of the streams. It can still be overtaken. And then we have Phantom, who is also a Hall of Champion at 5 points, but he did not stay. And then Cappy, who is on a timeout because they were being very inappropriate. So they're not going to be able to earn more points. So really, in first place, we have Luke Duke, the Wizard, 1 point, Miguel, 1 point, John, 1 point, Anissa, 3 points, also in the Hall of Champion, Brad Huff, 3 points, Rachel, 1, Baronator, 2, Alistair, Alonzo, 1. Currently in first place for entering is Luke Duke. We're going to continue back onto the game. This game will not be impossible if I get famous and this blows up. It will not be, because all I have to do, it will be a little bit harder, maybe a little bit slower, but all I have to do is type in the chat when one round is done, and before the next round starts, I just scroll up to where I said done, and I start scrolling down, and I can even scroll up a little bit when I said it, and just scroll down to the first one. I can also slow down the chat. There are solutions for problems that will arise in the future, and I am going to try my hardest to make this work. I've been creating games for many years, so we're going to continue back on. It will not get impossible, but I will admit it will get challenging, and I am here to solve the problem, so that way we can all keep playing and having fun. We're going to do a quick round of Guess That Balloon to let anybody come back from the break. Dang, is this D&D? It is not. This is a game show where I host them and you guys play them, and I do keep score. I do keep score. All right, guys, what do we have? What do we have? Hey, Steven, have a good one. I hope you come back another one. Yes, the show will evolve with the audience. This show will evolve with the audience. First person to correctly guess what I have said, we're going to point on the scoreboard. This was an easy one. This was a fast one. Who will be the first person to get it? Sword is correct. Sword is correct. I'm going to... Yeah, it's changed so much. Yeah, Anissa, you were here before I even had all this set up, so that was kind of cool. You got to see it really evolve. The first person on my screen to say sword was Luke Duke. Congratulations on your point, Luke Duke. Where are you? And I will be trying to stream every single day, some days multiple times a day. Luke was first. Another round of Guess That Balloon. I like to start the stream with Guess That Balloon, and I like to continue the break with Guess That Balloon, just so that way I let some people come back from the break and to people enter. Yes, M. Wolf, you did text sword with icon. I'm going to show you real quick who said, because we do have some new players. I want to show you real quick, and then we're going to move on. We're going to do one more round of the balloon and move on to the games that you guys really, really enjoy. I'm going to show you on my screen who the first person to say sword was, because I do know that the internet can be a little tricky with technology, and it might show several people that they were the first person to say it. However, on my screen, we are going to go off of who said it first. Okay, here's my screen, guys. This is where the guesses start. The first person to say sword was Luke Duke. And here you are, M. Woof. You did type the emoji sword, but Luke Duke on my screen said it first. This is the live chat. We're going to continue on. Which that was a very big, it has been a very big challenge to be able to prove who said first. So that's why I had to add the screen. So like I said, this is going to evolve. All right, we're going to play one more round, and then we are going to move on to another game. That's fair. Yes. All right, guys, what is going to be a good one to make? There we go. It is not a laser gun. First person to correctly guess what I am making will get a point. It is not a hoop. First person to correctly guess. It is kind of done. I kind of have to hold it. So heart is correct. All right, we're going to move on. We're going to move on from heart. On my screen, the first person who said heart was Javier. Where are you, Javier? All right, we're going to move on to Blurt, a fan favorite from you guys. All right, here we go. Here's how Blurt works. I'm going to give you guys the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out. The first definition, a covering for the head, often made of gold and set with jewels, worn by kings and queens. The second definition, a heavenly being who serves as an attendant and messenger of God. It is not a hat. The first definition repeated, a covering for the head, often made of gold. Crown is correct. The second definition, angel is correct. I do see that you said angle, but typos are accepted, as long as they're not completely way too off. First person to say crown on my screen, Javier. First person to say angel, I guess you said angle, but it's close enough, Luke Duke. Another round of Blurt. Another round of Blurt. Hey, Javier, slower on the... Oh, never mind. My apologies. All right, another round of Blurt. Actually, I'm just going to say it real quick. Steven, I don't know if you're retracting your messages or if Javier is removing your messages. It's kind of hard for me to consistently watch it while I'm reading it. I don't know if you're saying inappropriate comments or if you're just deleting your comments. So, Javier, if somebody needs to be on timeout, like if you have to delete a lot, please just let me know and I can put them on timeout. I don't know if you can or can't do it, but sorry, guys. This stream is new and it is evolving. We're going to continue on. I just want to make sure this is a safe environment, a fair environment, and a fun environment. Steven, if you're removing them, it's fine. Just guys remember, safe, fun, and fair. That's the environment we are creating. Awesome. We're going to continue on with Blurt, where I will give you guys the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first word, an adult female chicken. The second word, the language of the Neanderthal. I'm so sorry. I misread that. The language of the Netherlands. I am so sorry. The first hen is correct. I'm going to reread the second one. The language of the Netherlands. It can be a little difficult to read with the lighting. It is not Norwegian. It is Dutch. Do apologize for that misread. The first person on my screen to say hen was Anissa. And the first person on my screen to say Dutch was also Anissa. 2 points for Anissa. I did already give Anissa the first. There is the second. Another round of Blurt, fan favorite. Another round of Blurt. All right, Blurt is where I will give you guys the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition: a small, juicy fruit that grows in clusters on a vine and is used to make wine and raisins. The second definition: a colored liquid used for writing, drawing, or printing. Grapes is correct. Ink is correct. The first person on my screen. Yes, legal. Toast. Anybody can play. Anybody can play. The first person to say grape was Anissa. On my screen, the first person to say ink was also Anissa. First person to say grape. And ink was Anissa. Give me a second. I made those points too close, and I do have to keep track to be fair. All right, continuing on. Anybody is welcome to play. All you have to do is comment. Shout out to N. Williams. I'm going to be careful saying the whole name just in case that's a trap for me to say something inappropriate, because things sound differently in your head than out loud. If you're having a bad day, I do hope you come and join. Hold on. Son Goku said, come join, and hopefully this will cheer you up. All right, M. Wolf and Son Goku both said they said great first. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the chat. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the chat. We are going to solve this discrepancy. One day you guys will just trust me that we just go off of my chat, and until then, I will show you it. Whenever there is a discrepancy, I will just show you it. Give me 1 second. Anybody is allowed to play. All right, guys. We do have to have some way to break ties. We do have to have some way to break ties, and we're just going off of my screen. Since I'm the host, your guys' messages go to me. There is Anissa saying grapes, then Legal Toast, then Son Goku, then W Mouth. I have no clue how to pronounce that. All right, so to show you guys, Anissa did say grapes, and we're going to scroll all the way up until, yep, those are the answers from the previous game. We are going to continue. All right. Continuing on with another round of Blurt, where I give you the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition: an unpleasant physical reaction to certain foods, plants, animals, or other things that are harmless to most people. The second definition: a beetle after it is hatched from an egg and before it is fully grown. Allergy is correct. Guys, I actually refresh the chat when I do it. And I'll repeat the second one. A beetle after it is hatched from an egg and before it is fully grown. Do not see it yet. Take your time. First person to get it correct. We'll get the answer. A beetle after it is hatched from an egg and before it is fully grown. This is a tricky one. While you guys think about it, I'm going to give the point to the first person who said allergy on my screen. Anissa. And wow, if it's not that it's buggy, it's that if you guys will send it if you guys will send it near the same time on both of your guys' screens, they'll say you sent it first, but since I'm hosting, you guys' messages are coming here. And so first person to say allergy was Anissa. I'm going to give Anissa the point. I'm going to see if anybody got the correct answer. All right, nobody has it. I'm going to put 10 seconds on the clock. If nobody gets it in the next 10 seconds, it is grub is correct. Grub is correct. Legal Toast. You said it. You said what first? You said what first? It's okay if you search on Google. Legal Toast. You said what first? Which one did you say first? Also, I'm removing your comment for swearing. This is supposed to be appropriate. All right, Legal Toast, you are on time out for 24 hours for using very inappropriate language. You can come back in 24 hours, and as long as your language is appropriate for all ages, you can continue playing, but I will be writing your name down. If you come back and say one more inappropriate comment, you will be permanently banned. That is 2 strikes, but they were very inappropriate, very fast. I will give you another chance to come back another day and be appropriate. Otherwise, you will get banned immediately. Hold on, Son Goku. We have some. This is a developing stream, okay? Hold on. I have to give the point to Grub. First person on my thing to say Grub was Brad. Congratulations, Brad. Sorry, guys. I have to still moderate at the same time. And so, no. It's okay. It's okay. It's not on you. I still have to moderate. It's actually good because it's kind of good that you don't remove them, Javier, so that way I can read them and then just make the decision to get them out of here. Continue on with Blurt, where I will give you guys the definition for 2 words, and the first person to give me the first person to give me the word to either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out. The first definition, the first meal of the day. The second definition, a flying animal with a furry body and thin, leathery wings. All right, Legal Toast, welcome back. I see you just went on another account. You are on your last strike, though. You are on your last strike. The first definition, the first meal of the day. The second definition, a flying animal with a furry body and thin, leathery wings. The first definition repeated, the first meal of the day. The second definition repeated, a flying animal with a furry body and thin, leathery wings. Breakfast is correct. That is correct. The first person on my screen to say breakfast was Anissa. The first person to say bat was Javier. 1 point to Anissa. 1 point to Javier. Continuing on. All right, Legal Toast, I thought I warned you twice. You're on your last strike. You know, I did say very many times I want to keep this safe, fun, and fair, in a safe environment. You know, we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes, okay? Just please be appropriate or you will be removed. So maybe I didn't warn you twice, and I'd be sorry if I didn't. I warn you guys as soon as it happens. We're going to continue on. The first... All right, we're going to play Blurt, where I'll read the definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, someone who is owned by another person. The second definition, juice pressed from apples and used as a drink or to make vinegar. The first definition repeated. Slave is correct. And it is not apple juice. It is not apple juice. We're going to repeat the second definition. Juice pressed from apples and used as a drink or to make vinegar. Apple juice is not correct. These are the Webster's Dictionary definitions. Cider is correct. Cider is correct. The first person on my screen to say slave was Brad Huff. All right. And the first person to say cider, Legal Toast said apple cider. That is close enough. Legal Toast, I'm in a tricky spot right now that we have not come up with. I'm going to add your name to the scoreboard. All right. This is a developing stream, and we're trying to keep fair. Your name will be entered into the Hall of Fame. I do want to congratulate you, and I have in the past said that your name will never be removed from the Hall of Fame once it enters. However, if I have to ban people in the future, I don't know if that rule will change or not. I will tell you guys, whenever I change a rule, it does not apply until at least the next stream, so we're going to carefully move forward. But for now, you will be added into the Hall of Fame. Please keep it appropriate, and if you guys have suggestions, I am open to them. We're going to move on to Blurt. I just want this to be a fun environment for everyone. All right, continuing on. Blurt is where I will give you the definition for 2 words. The first person to get the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, the outer covering of the trunk and branches of a tree. The second definition, the language of Great Britain, the United States, Canada, Australia, and various other countries throughout the world. Bark is correct. Legal Toast, you're out. You're out. I'm so sorry, Legal Toast. You are out, and I'm going to decide whether you're going to go in the Hall of Fame or not. I have warned you over time. Safe, friendly environment. You're out. You're banned. You're out. We're going to start doing a lot less strikes moving forward. English is correct. Nope, that was several warnings, and then you just came back and he was rude. Guys, friendly, safe, fair environment, okay? Friendly, safe, fair environment. That's what I really want this to be, because then it encompasses everybody who's in a good mood and wants to come here and have fun, can have fun. So we're going to continue on. The first person who said bark on my screen, Nisa, the first person to say English on my screen. Also Anissa, 2 points for it. Nisa. I think I will still be adding him to the Hall of Fame, but I will be putting banned next to his name. And one day when I have it streamed, it will just say banned. All right. Nisa does have great internet. We're going to move on to another round of Blurt, where I will give you guys the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, a flash of light that appears in the sky from natural causes and is a form of electricity. The second definition, to try to force a person to pay something by threatening to tell a secret. Lightning is correct. The second definition, to try to force a person to pay something by threatening to tell a secret. Blackmail is correct. First person on my screen to say lightning, Anissa, lightning fast. First person to say blackmail, Anissa again. All right, I'm going to have to check the time and make sure that we're doing good. We still have about half an hour of the show. Guys, we're going to do one of my favorite parts of the show to determine what we play next. We are going to spin the wheel of games. Still spinning. All right, it is a mystery, which means I get to decide what we play next, and it looks like we are going to play Battleship. All right, do not say your guesses yet. We are going to play Battleship. Guys, how Battleship works, up to 30 points can be handed out throughout the stream on Battleship. I have my ships hidden on a 10 by 10 grid. Alistair, do I have PayPal? I do, guys. I actually have a way that you guys can support the channel. And I also have a hall of supporters for anybody who supports the channel as well. Give me 1 second. We're going to move on to Battleship in 1 second. I accidentally left this over there because I do want you guys to have fun. And I also forgot about the hall of supporters, where anybody who donates to the stream will enter the hall of support. Let me 1 second and show you guys real quick, and we'll get right back to Battleship. If anybody would like to support the stream and you do not have the support to play, I just appreciate it. My Cash App is Shannon1742, SHANNON 1742, and my PayPal and Venmo are mindfuldiscovery@yahoo.com. All right, we're going to get back to the game because having fun is more important than the donations. So we are going to continue. And I also want you named in the Hall of Support. Sorry, back to the game. All right, what we're going to do is we are going to play Battleship. This is where my ships are hidden on a 10 by 10 board, 10 by 10 grid, hidden below. The columns are numbered 1 through 10. The rows are lettered A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. You guys must pair a letter with a number. For example, you could say A1. Go ahead and begin. I'll be putting about 30 seconds on the clock. The first person to hit that part of the ship will get a point. If 2 people hit the same spot, the first person to hit it will get the point. Alright guys, time is out. We're going to go ahead and read them. I'm only accepting the answers above when I said done. Especially because we have a lot of people playing, so I do have to be careful. And once the stream ends, I will be doing a new stream an hour after I start. 1 hour after I end the stream, we will be doing a new stream. This will be reset, the scoreboard will be reset, and a new opportunity into the Hall of Champions. Alright, starting at the top. Let's see. A5, hit, but it was already a hit. I9, miss. B5, miss. A5, hit, but it was already a hit. C5, hit, but it was already a hit. C1, hit, but it was already a hit. C10, hit. C10 is a hit. Let me see who got that point. That would be Brad Huff. Where are you, Brad? There we go. Continuing on. D5, hit, but it was already a hit. D6, miss. C8, miss. E5, miss. B9, miss. F5, miss. H1, miss. C6, miss. J5, miss. H2, miss. A5, hit, but it was already a hit. G5, miss. C2, miss. H3, hit. H3 is a hit. Let me go ahead and give that point out. That would be to Javier. Continuing on. H3. Oh, we had 2 H3s in a row. It was a hit, but it was already a hit right before you, Baronator. On my screen, Javier did get it first. F5, miss. B5, miss. H8, miss. H4, miss. G9, hit. G9 is a hit. 1 point is awarded to Son Goku. Give me 1 second. I have to add Son Goku to the scoreboard. Son Goku, welcome to the scoreboard. And Son Goku, it looks like this is your first time earning a point on this stream, which means after the stream I will be adding your name to the Hall of Fame. Welcome. Continuing back on to reading the answers. And this firework is for the sub. B2, miss. H6, hit and sunk. Nothing extra awarded for sinking the ship. I just let you guys know. Who said H6? That would be Javier. Where are you, Javier? Right there. Continuing on. G10, hit and sunk. Hit and sunk. Give me 1 second to find a peg. There we go. G10, hit and sunk. Who said that? That would be Baronator. Another point for Baronator. Continuing on. H7, hit, but it was already a hit. Oh, I almost messed up. All right, Brad, you're only allowed 1 guess per comment, so I'm only going to read your first guess in that comment. D4, hit. D4 was a hit. One point to Brad. Continuing on. H8, hit, but it was... Oh, I'm sorry, that's actually just a miss. A10, miss. A3, hit and sunk. Hit and sunk. Who said A3? That would be Alistair Alonso. 1 point for Alistair. And I do show, this will be the last round, I gotta make that thicker, of Battleship, since there are barely any points left, that I do show you guys the board. Continuing on, J7, miss. C4, hit and sunk. Hit and sunk. That is 1 point for Luke to Duke. Continuing on. H9, miss. H1, miss. A1, miss. H10, miss. And that will conclude Battleship. Many points were giving out. No, there's only 3 points left on the board, and since that game is kind of lengthy, I will not be playing it again because there's only 3 points to be given out. For anybody curious, it has been requested that I do show the board. I am sorry if it's not easily seen. I can also work on that too, guys. There's a lot of kinks that I'm working out in the show. This is one of them. Being able to show you guys when it's done. We're going to continue on, though. All right. All right, guys. We are going to do Guess That Balloon. The first person to correctly guess what I am playing, or what I am making, will get a point on the scoreboard. First person. I do add new games to the show every single week. I actually just got 5 new ones today that I will be trying out. Probably not today, but tomorrow. I just have to make sure they will work on stream. And some games do not work on stream, guys. And I do just, sometimes it is trial and error. And I do remove games from the stream if they don't work out. We've already removed 2 from the stream that just weren't a good hit. So, continuing on. First person to correctly guess what I am making will get a point on the scoreboard. Alright, guys, it is done. Who will be the first person to correctly guess? It is not a rabbit. It is not a dog. Ace of Hearts, I will give you 1 warning. You must have appropriate comments. Ace of Hearts, you must be friendly and appropriate. This must be a safe, appropriate, fun. Mouse is correct. Environment. Ace of Hearts, so the game can move on for the people who are playing fair. I think moving forward, I'm only going to be giving 1 warning out, so the game can keep going. You are allowed, like I say, you're allowed 1 strike, because sometimes if you guys say something too inappropriate right off the bat, then I'm just going to ban you. So, first person to say mouse on my screen was Javier. And guys, we do have a lot of regulars here and people who I assume will turn regulars because they're really enjoying the game. And just because you're a regular on the show for a long time, if you also start causing problems and being mean to other people or inappropriate, causing a negative environment, you will also be removed. There is no seniority here. There is no seniority. There is nobody who is all of a sudden exempt. I even had to warn one of my in-person friends to be appropriate, and he can also be banned. All right, we're going to move on to Blurt, a fan favorite from you guys. I already had to... Hey, Dot, welcome back. All right, guys, we're going to move on to Blurt, where I'll give you the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, to take care of a child when the parents are not at home. The second definition, an outline or image cast by an object blocking rays of light. Hey, Dot, welcome back. That's okay. I'm going to be streaming at least once or twice more tonight. Babysit is correct. Babysitter is acceptable. The second definition, an outline or image cast by an object blocking rays of light. Shadow is correct. All right, Ace of Heart, you are out of here. We are not here to argue. We are not here to argue. I am sorry, we are not here to argue. Do not argue with other contestants. We are just not here to argue. You got 1 warning. Please do not start anything negative. You are out. First person to say babysit on my screen was Luke to Duke. First person to say shadow on my screen was also Luke to Duke. Ryan, welcome back. Guys, I will be reviewing the stream later and be looking at comments and stuff. So, please keep it appropriate. Do not get in an argument with someone else because you will risk getting emotional and saying something you shouldn't to get banned. We're going to continue on to Blurt, where I'll give you the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, someone who rides horses in races. The second definition, large eyeglasses with protective side pieces that are worn to shield the eyes from dust, sun, water, or wind. Ryan, it's good to see you back. Jockey is correct. Sunglasses is not correct. I will reread the second definition. Large eyeglasses with protective side pieces that are worn to shield the eyes from dust, sun, water, or wind. It is not safety glass and it is not visor. It is goggles. Goggles is the correct answer. All right, the first person to say jockey on my screen is Baronator. Where are you, Baronator? There you go. And the first person to say goggles on my screen was Anissa. 1 more point for Anissa. Let me see how much time do we have left in the chat. We've still got about 18 minutes, and then we will announce the new Hall of Champions. I'm going to continue on with Blurt. We're going to continue on. Actually, did not read the other side. I did. Okay. Continuing on with Blurt, where I'll give you guys the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word or for either definition we'll get a point on the scoreboard. Who's in the lead? Javier has 5, 10, 15, 19 points, but he is competing to break the high score. Anissa, you have 15 points, but you both are already in the Hall of Champions. Luke the Duke has 16 points and is currently in lead for entering the Hall of Champions. And the person with the next most amount of points would be Brad Huff at 7. Continuing on with Blurt. I'm going to give you guys the definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the high score is 49. The first person to tell me the correct word for each definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, a very tall building. The second definition, a female parent. The first definition repeated, a very tall building. The second definition repeated, skyscraper is correct. The second definition, a female parent. Mother is correct. I will award it for mom. We just have to be close enough. I will reward it to mom, though. Skyscraper. 1 point to Anissa. I have to make sure that's legible for me later. Mom or mother, Luke to Duke, Luke to Duke, Luke to Duke. There you go. All right, continuing on with another round of Blurt. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on this scoreboard. The first definition, a kind of fighting in which the fighters do not use weapons but strike blows with the hands or feet. The second definition, the remains or traces of a plant or animal that lived long ago embedded in rocks and the earth's crust. It is not martial arts. I will give you a hint. It is a martial art. The first definition, repeated, a kind of fighting in which the fighters do not use weapons but strike blows with the hands or feet. The second definition is fossil. And karate is correct. All right, Jamie Sunger, I'm going to strongly assume that you are related to the Cappy Sunger that we did have to put on timeout or banned earlier. So, I can't guarantee that, but I'm going to make that assumption. You get 1 warning, and you get that warning right now that if you're inappropriate in any way or make anybody feel comfortable, you will be removed immediately. All right, continuing on. Who is the first person to say karate and fossil? One point to Anissa for fossil. Guys, sometimes I do make mistakes with the scoring, or I forget to give a point. Please let me know. And the first person to say karate was Jamie Sunger. I will put your name on the scoreboard. I will have you know you're going right under Happy Sunger, the person we just very recently had to ban for being inappropriate. Welcome to the scoreboard. You do get 1 point. And depending on how this stream goes and how you do, you may be added to the Hall of Fame or you never leave. All right, continuing on. I'm not saying you did anything, and I'm going to say this one more time. You have 1 warning. Just be appropriate. All right, continuing on. You get 1 warning. Oh, it's karate was the correct answer. I'm not saying you did or didn't do anything, but you just get 1 warning. Please be appropriate. Continuing on with Blurt. The first person to give me the correct definition for either... the first person to give me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, a meal eaten outdoors. The second definition, a large mass of snow, ice, earth, or rocks that falls or slides down the side of a mountain. Glacier is incorrect. I will repeat them. Picnic is correct. Avalanche is correct. Hey, Trash Kitty, welcome back. The first person to say picnic and avalanche. Who is the first person to say picnic? Brad Huff with the point. The first person to say avalanche. Luke to Duke with the point. Continuing on with another round of Blurt. The first person to give me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, a thick, strong rope made of twisted wire or fiber. The second definition, an organization of boys or men as at a college. Cable is correct. I will reread the second one. An organization of boys or men as at a college. There's not a choir. I feel like there's a typo here, but frat is close enough. It is short for fraternity. Frat is close enough. First person to say cable and fraternity. First person to say cable would be Jamie Sunger. 1.4. Jamie. That's funny. I accidentally wrote Cappy Sunger twice. My apologies. You know what you're doing. But I am a very lenient person. To a degree. All right, and the first person to say fraternity or frat was Javier. 1.4. Javier. All right, continuing on. Continuing on. We're going to play Guess That Balloon. The first person to correctly guess what I did. First person to correctly guess what I made will get a point on the scoreboard. Yes, it is a balloon. You guys are going to have to be a little bit more specific than that. Not a laser gun. Oh no, guys, this is happening. Alright, guys. I did make the head kind of small. I made the body extremely small. Who can guess what it is? I did mess it up a little bit. The head is a little bit small. It is an elephant. Elephant is correct. Elephant is correct. It is not a sword. I'm going to go back up. I'm going to type in elephant in the chat just so that way I can mark it. Let me see. Who was the first person on my screen to say elephant? It's a flated yellow TV is funny, but that is not correct. Gary the snail, Daisy, poodle. Elephant, Ryan. 1 point for Ryan, and Ryan is a regular on this show, so I know Ryan likes to be put on the scoreboard as Rhino. Welcome to the scoreboard, Rhino. All right, we are going to continue on. We have a few more minutes. Oh, you're saying balloon because this is your favorite game. Awesome, awesome. I really enjoy this one. We're going to continue on with the first person to correctly guess what I am making will get a point on the scoreboard. It is not a heart. It is not a cat. It is not a dog. A large balloon, as it's technically not incorrect. Oh, man. Sorry, give me 1 second. I messed it up wrong. Messed up. Swan is correct. Moving forward, if I have to erase your name off of the scoreboard for being inappropriate, you're just not going to enter the Hall of Fame. That is starting right now. This is a developing stream. Sorry, sometimes we just have to learn on the fly. Who got the point for Swan? Who is the first person to say Swan? Who is the first person to say Swan? Anissa, 1 point for Anissa. All right, guys. Another round of Guess That Balloon, where you guys, the first person to correctly guess what I'm making. And Trash Katie, welcome back, by the way. I saw you came back. Son Goku said it was him, but it was not on my screen. It was Anissa. It was Anissa. All right, we are going to continue on. That point is final. Guys, for the integrity of the game, please try not to joke about points. Please try not to joke about points so we can keep the game going. That is not a rule, and that is not inappropriate behavior. It's just out of common courtesy for the people who are trying to play. There's nothing inherently wrong with it, but I would just respectfully ask that you don't do it. Just so that way we can just keep it fun and fair for the people who are competing to enter the Hall of Champions. I would appreciate that, and so would everybody else. All right, guys, first person to get it. It is a B. That is correct. One point for Rhino. 1 point for Rhino. Guys, at some point, this show is going to be big enough where I'm actually just going to have to not even hand out warnings and just hit the ban button and move on, and I will be sorry about that. So, firework is for the sub. All right, one more round of Guess That Balloon. One more round of Guess That Balloon. Oh, that's a fun one. This stream will have to evolve with the number of players who join, just to keep it fair and friendly and safe for everyone. Trash Kitty, it says you said it first. I will go back and check. Give me 1 second, guys. Trash Kitty, give me 1 second. We'll go back and check after. All right, guys. What is it? Yes, Ryan, it is spelled Rhino. Snake is correct. First person on my screen who said snake. First person on my screen who said snake. Looks like Alistair. 1 point for Alistair. All right. On the previous one, you guys said it was Trash Kitty. I will check one more time for that. I did give the point to Rhino. You guys said it was Trash Kitty. I'm going to go all the way back and check. All right. All right, I have the answer right here, and I'm going to show you guys. And then we'll get right back onto the game. We have a few more minutes before the winner is announced. The more you guys trust me, the more we can play, but I understand internet can be difficult. You guys can see right here, Ryan said B right before Trash Kitty on my screen. So that is final. The point will go to Ryan. I know sometimes the internet is not the most fair with technology, latency, and internet connection, but we do have to have some type of tiebreaker, and my chat will just be the tiebreaker. All right. I know exactly who you are, Jeffrey. You can make as many as you want, guys. You can make as many you can make as many things as you want. You're just going to get banned. All right, guys, we're going to play. Make as many new accounts as you want. You can come back as many times as you want. I will let you guys know while you guys are here. I will be back in 1 hour after I end for another game. I will be back in 1 hour after I end for another game. We're going to play one more round of Blurt. The first person to tell me the definition for either of these words, we're going to point on the scoreboard. The first definition, to run at a slow, steady pace. The second definition, a place where people's money is kept and money is lent for a charge. Jog is correct. Bank is correct. The first person to say jog. Luke to Duke, the first person to say bank. Also, Luke to Duke, 2 points for Luke to Duke, guys. We might have time for one more round of Blurt. It looks like we have time for one more round of Blurt. I'm going to give you the definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition, we're going to point on the scoreboard. The first definition, a sharp-tasting yellow paste or powder made from the ground seeds of a plant and used to flavor food. The second definition, brown seaweed that is used to make fertilizer. Mustard is correct. Brown seaweed that is used to make fertilizer. 1 point to Anissa for saying mustard. Kelp is correct. The first person to say kelp was Brad. Congratulations. Let me make sure your point is good. All right, guys, it is currently 1 hour and 55 minutes into the stream. We're going to go ahead and stop the game right here. The stream will end in about 5 minutes. And then, that is weird. Kelp isn't brown, but this is the Webster's Dictionary definition. The stream is going to end in 5 minutes, and it's going to start again in 1 hour. I'm going to announce the winners. So far, nobody broke the high score. Nobody broke the high score for the stream. Many people were added to the Hall of Fame this stream, and they will permanently stay on the Hall of Fame. And guys, one person is added to the Hall of Champions every single stream. One person is added to the Hall of Champions every single stream. And today, to announce the person who was added, let me make sure I actually get it right. It looks like after the stream, I will be adding all of you guys to the Hall of Fame and one person to the Hall of Champions, who is Luke to Duke. Oh, give me 1 second. Sorry, guys, we had a technical difficulty, awkward timing for technical difficulty. Welcome, Luke to Duke, to the Hall of Champions. One person enters every single stream. One person enters every single stream. Luke to Duke, you are the person who is entering today. Up to 2 more people will be entered today. Luke to Duke, congratulations. Congratulations. All right, guys, this is the part of the stream where I have to pop all of the balloons. And then once I'm done popping, the game will be over. Williams, Nagar, good luck. All right, guys, we are going to continue on where I'm going to pop the balloons. This is the end of the stream. Congratulations, Luke to Duke, for entering the Hall of Champions. We will be doing at least one more stream tonight. Everybody did great. That was a good competition. I really like seeing it. Thank you guys all for keeping it respectful in the chat. I really appreciate that. Oh, where is... We'll be doing one more stream, at least one more stream tonight. It should be 1 hour after this stream ends in about 3 minutes. All right, Brad, good to see you. Have a great week. Luke to Duke, you're going to be on for the next one. Awesome. Am I going to show the Hall of Fame? So I do have the Hall of Fame, and one day I will like to have the Hall of Fame like the Hall of Champions scrolling. Unfortunately, this thing I bought to show the Hall of Fame did have a text limit on there, and I hit that limit, and that was a really big bummer. So this is a developing stream, and I would like the Hall of Fame to also be displayed. Son Goku, you did not get a huge L. You got added to the Hall of Fame. This is your first stream. Some people do not even get a point their first time sitting through the stream. Alistair, have a great one. It is exactly 1 hour later I will be starting. Exactly 1 hour later. All right, guys. Everybody have a great day. I'll be back in about 1 hour. Exactly 1 hour. So we're going to say 1 hour and 3 minutes. 10 minutes after the top of the hour. We are going to continue. Congratulations again for entering the Hall of Champions, Luke to Duke.